Yes, sir. We got the little vid that nigga got eaten.
So this king of tigers is about to be eaten by his own cat. No,
Damn.
not this king of tigers. This king of tigers. His name's Roy. And Roy's story starts a long time ago when he's 12. And the poor little guy, he's growing up in a really chaotic household with an alcoholic father. And unfortunately, he's neglected and he never feels a sense of family with his parents. But one day, all that changes when Roy goes to the local zoo. And there, he meets this cheetah named Chico. And Roy loves Chico. He's never seen a cat like that before. And he feels like they have a special connection. And eventually, he even gets a side job at that zoo so that he can help care for Chico. Then, at some point, he ends up becoming Chico's owner. He allegedly straight up stole him from the zoo, I guess. Regardless, he now owns Chico. And because Roy has always been neglected by his parents, Chico becomes the family he's never had.
So you telling me you dead ass could just walk around with the animals? Like you could just take the animal and nobody would give a fuck. This nigga, they just said this man stole the lion or the tiger. What the fuck? What are you? Whatever that is. They stole that. He stole that.
I guess you could say that Chico saved Roy by just being there for him. And this is an actual picture of the two of them. Now, not too long after this, Roy is around 13 years old. He runs away from home and he gets a job as a bellhop on a cruise ship. And that is when he meets this guy, Siegfried. And Siegfried's around 18 years old and he works on the ship as an entertainer, as a magician. And so he and Roy, they're both teenagers and they become friends. However, Roy isn't really all that impressed with Siegfried's magic tricks. He's like, cool, you can pull a rabbit out of a hat, but why not a cheetah? And Siegfried's like, where the f*** am I gonna get a cheetah? And Roy's like, say less. And so Roy takes him to his cabin and there, inside, he's been low-key hiding a whole ass cheetah the whole time. Roy had apparently snuck him on board. Anyway, so the two of them, they put this...
But like, how the fuck do you sneak a whole ass cheetah on a cruise ship? Do these niggas not check they pockets? Check where this... How do you do that?
act together for the passengers on the cruise ship, doing magic shows that now involve this cheetah. And this act is blowing everyone away. They're so impressed with this magic exotic cat. And thus, the famous duo, Siegfried and Roy, is born. And now eventually they decide to take this show on the road. And they do some shows locally, and then they tour places in Europe, and they start to find some success. And over time, their act keeps growing. And they keep adding more and more big cats as the show gets more and more popular.
Yeah.
And 20 years go by. And it's now 1989. And by this point, Siegfried and Roy have started doing shows at venues in Las Vegas. And these Vegas shows have gotten so popular, the owner of a bunch of local hotel casinos offers them a $57 million contract to perform at his brand new hotel, the Mirage. And so they...
Damn. 57 mil. What would my ass do with 57 mil? I'm definitely... Shit, I don't know. Yeah.
They get a huge budget, and they're finally putting on this big budget production, and boom, it's a massive hit. And Siegfried and Roy become icons. Everyone around this time has heard of them. Even people who've never been to Vegas had heard of them. And suddenly, during this time, they're the highest paid entertainers in Las Vegas history. So, what do they do with this crazy amount of money they now have? Well, first, they build a big-ass dream home where they live with over 50 of their exotic animals. Lions, jaguars, panthers, a freaking elephant, and over 30 tigers. 30 tigers! And of course, at this point, Chico unfortunately is no longer with them because, you know, cheetahs don't live nearly as long as we do, but clearly Roy is still into big cats. And here is some footage of him riding a tiger in his backyard, and he swims with them in his lakeside swimming pool, and he gives them their own air-conditioned rooms to live in. Roy even sleeps with a big cat in his bed every night. Bro is living the dream. Like, here he is with millions of dollars, hanging around with huge exotic cats who would never in a million years want to hurt him. Until.
Oh, the shit.
Here's the thing about tigers specifically. I know when you look at a tiger, you're like, he's so cute. Just like, wanna hug the kitty. Just like.
Nigga, I just couldn't do that.
Niggas never thought that way.
Did what?
Thought about, I want to hug the tiger.
On God.
Who the fuck want to hug a tiger?
Like if I was to go to my friend crib and this nigga got a fucking spider, like nigga, I'm good. I'm not showing up. A tiger, nigga? And you let this nigga roam around freely? You're blocked. I don't know you no more. I don't want to hang out with you. I don't know what this thing is capable of.
He's such a good cat. However, at the end of the day, they're still 500-pound apex predators. And on a normal day, they typically attack and kill their prey with a single...
Oh shit. Damn, why that shit?
Wi-Fi. The school Wi-Fi.
The Wi-Fi down.
Hell yeah.
Damn, my college Wi-Fi ass, but we had to hop on the hotspot.
Single bite of the neck, which severs the prey's arteries, and then the tiger carries them off to eat them for dinner. So, like, we're easy prey for them.
Yeah, niggas, wash your stank ass.
Nigga, you stink, punk ass.
Ooh, I took one this morning.
Stanky
I took one this
booty ass,
morning.
nigga. Look at me, you still stink, nigga.
I'm more clean than you. You, nigga. Ugly, stupid, stank ass.
Foggy glasses.
Go ahead and get that Alfredo.
Your beard sit on like a chin strap, nigga.
You ain't got no facial hair.
Nigga, guess how my whiskers coming in, nigga.
Them strong ass toes. That nigga gripped the fuck out the ground.
Looking at another man's toes. Tee-up.
Oh my god.
Just keep that in mind. So anyway, one night, shit gets real for Roy. Because it's 2003, and he's 59 years old at this point.
Damn.
He and Siegfried are still selling out shows in Vegas, still making millions of dollars a year. But on this night, they're performing with this guy, Montecore. And Montecore, he's a white tiger. He's one of the many big cats who lives in Roy's house with him. He's also 7 feet tall and 400 pounds. And so they start this show that night. And just like every night, 1,500 people in the audience are watching. And Roy, he walks out on stage and he's with Montecore.
This is Montecore, and tonight is his first appearance in front of an audience.
He says it's Montecore's first time on stage, but it's not. That's just something they always tell the audience. It's like part of the show. Anyway, then Roy puts a microphone up to Montecore's mouth so the audience can hear him growl.
Oh, little Montecore.
Now, for some reason, tonight, Montecore is a bit irritable. And about a beat later, when Roy reaches down again, Montecore snaps, and he nips at Roy's hand. And Roy says, no, and he taps him on the head with the soft tip of the microphone. But then Roy backs away a little. But then, pow! Montecore leaps at him, knocking him to the floor. And snap, he sinks his huge teeth into Roy's neck, slicing...
But see, that's your fucking problem. Why the fuck would you hit a big ass tiger on the head with a mic and say some no, nigga? That's just gonna make him mad. Look at niggas with the Hulk. Would you beat the nigga ass? That's gonna make him mad. He gonna beat your ass. Damn, you asking for a death wish. What the fuck?
You saw it?
Nigga just wanna get killed by the Hulk. Nah, you're not like that. You.
Slicing his vertebrae and severing an artery that cuts off blood to his brain, and Roy suffers a massive stroke on stage. And keep in mind, there's 1,500 people in the audience watching this like, is this part of the show? But then, just like tigers do to their prey in the wild, Montecore drags Roy off stage by the neck. And so all the people there are horrified, and the stage is covered in blood, and one of the stagehands yells, "Cat loose!" And all the cast members start to panic, and the cat handlers leap into action, and they run to save Roy's life, and it takes 4 grown men to get Montecore to finally let go of him. Then, minutes later...
Nigga, I don't give a fuck how much you paying me. If I see the cat over there, mad as fuck, ferocious, carrying a nigga by the neck, don't call me. I'm going the other way. I'm running with the other folks. I'm not part of the show. I'm gone. Cause what I look like trying to wrestle a 400-pound, 7-foot tiger off of a nigga that set his own self up. Nigga, you deserved it. Why do I look like saving your life? You should have wanted your life to be good before.
Later, Roy's in the back of an ambulance being rushed to the hospital. And at this point, he's barely conscious. But he loves big cats, and he still loves Montecore, and he knows they'll want to put him down for this attack. So he decides to use whatever strength he has left to try and save him. The same way Chico had saved him all those years ago by being his only family. And so Roy looks at everyone and he says, "Montecore's a great cat. Make sure no harm comes to Montecore." Then he passes out.
Ooh, that
Now,
hurt.
miraculously, Roy survives. However, he suffered 3 strokes, and he ends up with half his body paralyzed. And from there, his entire life's work is over. And the Siegfried and Roy show closes for good. And the duo never does their full Las Vegas show again. Until about 6 years later,
Uh-oh.
in 2009.
Uh-oh.
It's at this point that after many years of rehabilitation and physical therapy, Roy musters up the strength for a charity benefit, and he and Siegfried do one final show together. And Montecore is there to perform as well.
See, that's your problem. You brought this motherfucker back like he can't do the same shit again. We're not friends. You're a band.
As Roy never allowed him to be put down. He saved him. Wanna hug the kitty? He's such a good kitty! And a
Man, nigga, fuck that cat, man. You just try to kid. No, we're not friends.